know that in the millennial reign, at least one of the feasts will be kept. It's the feast currently in. Feast of Booths is mentioned in Zechariah 14 twice. That all the nations that are left alive on the earth after the day of the Lord will be coming to this city. Whether you think that city is, the New Jerusalem, which I do, or even just a city that's been established for the millennial reign, as a lot of dispensationalists believe that there's 1,000 years where everyone's in heaven, but the Jews have set up, a city on earth that kind of breaks it into two different end times scenarios, which is just confusing. I bring it all into one, that if you believe in God, congratulations, you're part of Israel. So, New Jerusalem, I believe it's on the earth. I believe the nations that survive will come. They're commanded to come. If they don't, they won't receive rain during this period. And that's what Sukkot is about. It's about, it's the end of the fall harvest, right before it gets cold, gathering all those late summer crops that were planted, just like Shavuot, first fruits. There's a gathering there of those harvests as well. So there would be a second planting usually, and that's why we'd celebrate Sukkot. And it's a thank you to Yahweh. It's thanking God for this harvest. We're praying for rain next year. We're praying for good growth. These are the things they would want. A lot of other cultures would have something like this as well. And even pilgrims, right? Speaking of like a pilgrim feast, right? Pilgrimage feast, where they would go, to Zion. If you were somewhere close, at least. A lot of people would travel from far away, but maybe the pilgrims that came to America, what do they have? They have Thanksgiving. It's around this time we have Thanksgiving, and it's very possible that they're celebrating a type of Sukkot or booths. I'm sure they were in very temporary dwellings as well. So just a thought there, a guess. But I think it's a good guess. But just wanted to talk about Zechariah 14 today, and how we do see that these are Moedim, these appointed times. Very likely all of them continued to be kept. There'll be new significant, new meaning to them, but they'll be continue on, not just in the millennial reign, but for eternity. And I like to say that it's the eternal Sabbath, and every day is going to be like a Sabbath, and that's still an idea. There's still going to be days that are greater than other days. It just makes sense. Like, you don't want every day to be great. You want, everything's going to be great, on the new earth, the renewed earth, but there's going to be special times, right? Because, we might not be, or not always be living in the city. We think about, like, the New Jerusalem is kind of like Noah's Ark, right? We're there, we're protected, all the earth heals, as just as the flood is descended, the fire and everything that destroyed the world, and the healing that needs to happen, as we're waiting for that to happen. It takes a full 1,000 years for that to happen. Then we're allowed to go out, start new lives. We'll have jobs, we'll have property, we'll be doing things. And then, I think we'll have the ability to fly, or possibly be able to ride creatures that fly that can take us pilgrimage back. Maybe somebody wants to walk. There's people who probably enjoy walking, right? It's like playing a game of soccer, right? There's probably like a no flying rule on the new earth. You keep yourself grounded, no cheating, right? Play the game. But there'll be all these things that we love now. I just think, like, everything that goes wrong in my day, I just think, it'll be like the same kind of day, but everything will go right. Because we're not just going to be sitting on clouds, floating in heaven, like we've been taught with these Greek Hellenistic ideas. The feast will continue. And I think Zechariah says that very clearly. We have mentioned about a few other feasts as well, but definitely there will be the Feast of Tabernacles continuing. And that's all a picture of New Jerusalem. He's come down, he's tabernacled with us. He literally brought his house down. All right, guys, have a great Sukkot.